People don't see you walking down the street and say, I'm going to target you. You walked into their zone that they knew was isolated. They take advantage of the situation. Most robberies under 2 minutes. You have kids?
Yes.
You love them?
Yeah.
You want to see them again?
You bet.
Good, then train like your life depends on it. Get out of this. Just grab her. They grab the throat to stop you from talking or to scare you. A good person doesn't want to hurt anybody, even a bad person.
No.
But self-escape, you're barely touching them, you just go. And it isn't till something happens where people realize that safety is not a trained mechanism. You don't have to come out and take a martial arts stance and look like you're going to fight everybody. Read it, see it, avoid it. Remember, bad guys don't want to go to jail.
Our health and well-being is something we often talk about, but what about our safety? Being aware of our surroundings and knowing how to stay safe and seek escape when we need it, even in everyday places like a car parking lot, can protect more than just our health. And staying safe doesn't have an age limit, and it doesn't mean we have to become fearful or suspicious. So to learn how, I took a safety lesson from an expert.
Number one, you have to address confrontational avoidance. How do you avoid putting yourself in a situation that could go violent? Situational awareness, how to use your eyes and your ears, things that you have on you, to pick up cues or keys that could link you to a situation that could be aggressive. And then, of course, personal defense. You do everything right, you end up the wrong place at the wrong time. What do you do? So you have to train the brain before you could train the brawn.
Tom Patiri spent most of his life developing both brain and body to not only protect himself, his family and his clients, but to educate people of all ages about personal safety.
Here's an example. You get up in the morning, you have a cup of coffee. Nothing against coffee, but your body is in a speeding mechanism. It's got caffeine in it. So your alertness is higher. 6 o'clock, it's the end of the workday. You didn't have lunch, you skipped it for this, or maybe with you're doing another shoot, your energy's lower.
Right.
When your energy's lower, your focus lacks, your hearing fades, and your concentration's gone. Boom, opens the world of victimization. Bad guys are bad, but nobody said they were stupid. Right. All right? So they wait for the right time and the wrong spot. People don't see you walking down the street and say, I'm going to target you. You walked into their zone that they knew was isolated, that might be low lit, or not a lot of people come in there. They take advantage of the situation. Most robberies under 2 minutes. Most home invasions under 3 minutes. Those are the people that don't want to hurt people. Now it changes. They say to you, I want your watch, but you come with me. They don't want your watch, they want you. This is where self-defense comes in.
Someone who's completely unprepared, something happens out of the blue and you're attacked or you suddenly find yourself in a dangerous situation. What are you thinking about and what should you be thinking about at that point instead?
Okay, so let's go reactive first. You weren't paying attention, maybe you're going shopping, maybe you're late for a doctor's appointment, whatever, you end up in an isolation zone with an aggressor. All right, so now he's in your personal space and he's occupying your mind and body, as we call it in the defense world.
What does that mean, occupying your mind and
Means
body?
that he's put fear into you. So you're not thinking about anything except, I don't want to be here. Let me see what he wants. Let me try to get out of here.
Right.
When the real aspect of it in proactive is pay attention to what you're doing. If you're seeing somebody walk in the streets that just doesn't fit the mold, cross the street. If you're walking alone, blend yourself in a crowd. People don't attack crowds one-on-one. All right, that's mass terrorism stuff. That's few and far between. So you are spotlighted because you're alone. But let's talk about somebody not a full mindset, somebody that's just not there. You can't talk them down because they don't acknowledge you. They don't understand what they are. They don't care about the laws. So you have to think what we call the triangle. We call this the triangle method of safety. You face somebody, it's you as one part of the triangle, him as the other, and your escape zone. Every triangle has a third point. If you're thinking triangle, so let's go here. You're the bad, I'm the good. We enter
Okay.
in here.
Right.
All right? So my triangle could be here, out that way, or my triangle could be out that way. Okay? If it was reversed, my triangle might be behind me. But as I enter in there, I think in triangles. There's always an open end to every triangle. The movies portray that people can take 3 or 4 day self-defense course and then take on a bad guy. It's not going to happen because people that are aggressive love aggressiveness. So if you hit them, they don't say, oh my God, they say, great, now it's my turn to hit
Bring
you.
it on.
Exactly right. So what they did is they fueled their fire. But in the struggle of please don't hurt me or whatever they want to give up the possessions, there's a window of opportunity to escape. Capitalize on that window because remember, if I'm the attacker, I want you to stay. But you, as the defense person, want to go. So it's a conflict of total interest. I'm trying to prevent, you're trying to be active. So, but I don't know that. I think I put fear in you. I think I own you. So acting involved in a situation of victimization can play in your favor to open the door to escape.
So you're saying that if I was in a situation like that, to be acting feared, is that what you're saying? To show fear?
Yeah, so again, I want you to believe you put me in fear. You own me. But while I'm doing this in my struggle, I'm looking for that triangle, that escape door. Because remember, as soon as I begin to run, adrenaline is going to kick in. Your average person that could run 20 feet in say 3 seconds or run 20 feet in 1 second because they're scared for their life and the brain's like, we don't want to be here, legs, let's go. You know, and that's the mentality. So if we could think triangle and act on the triangle, we'll be safe in the triangle.
As long as you can think of it, right? But isn't that the key? I'm wondering how I would think about that if I'm overwhelmed with fear. I've seen demonstrations where they'll show a woman fight back an attacker, and I've looked and I've thought I really don't think I could or would. Under crunch time, I don't know how I would react.
So self-defense, we watch these movies. Violence on TV sells.
Yeah.
You don't want to see a woman walking out of a place that, okay, let me think triangle here, you know, let me escape.
And then she gets away and there's no conflict.
And the bad guy's there and she's walking, she's like, see ya. You know, they want to come in, throw a few elbows, take some stances, yell, do spinning kicks. It's show. Yeah. And it's good show. It's exciting. You get your popcorn, you watch the movie. Yeah. It's not reality. Yeah. And because we condition ourselves through movies, people avoid self-defense classes. People from 45 to 65 are non-existent in the martial arts, self-defense, or self-escape world. Non-existent. Yet, they're the #1 targeted group.
They are.
Because they see stuff that's out there that they say, I could never do that. And you made a great point. Tom, I'm not going to engage that guy. I'm not going to try to take him on. But again, action sells. And that's movie-based, and I love action movies. Yeah. But it's not reality.
So if we're not seeing reality, but we have to face reality, how do we prepare for the reality that we're not seeing on the TV?
I will always get the question of, what do you do if? And I give them 3 scenarios. Here's how you avoid, here's how you escape, here's how you confront. Now you know all 3. That choice is yours.